Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite books that are relevant to anybody eating a plant-based diet or considering going vegan. There are 6 books that I'm going to talk about today. I'll leave the description for every single one of them in the description box below. And I also wrote a blog post about these and a few others, and I'll also leave the link for that in the description box. I don't have all of these books for props right now. I have read them all, but I checked some of them out at the library, or I resold them after buying them used, or I gave them away to family members or friends to read. But I have 2 out of the 6. For the other ones, I'll just put a picture up so you can see what the cover looks like at least. For the first book, it's a pretty popular one, How Not to Die by Dr. Michael Greger. It's a pretty beefy book, but it's very, very informational, not difficult to read, even though there's quite a bit of scientific research cited in it. So the title pretty much describes what the book is about: how not to die, prematurely die, of course. So the first half of the book discusses specific diseases like high blood pressure, certain kinds of cancers, heart disease, and things like that, and pretty much just says how a poor diet can lead to those and a healthy diet can basically cure those. Second part is my favorite because it's about food, and it discusses specific foods, or plant foods, of course, specific plant foods and food groups that are beneficial and why they're beneficial, and it also gives some tips and suggestions on how to eat them, which is pretty cool. So I recommend this book to everybody in the whole wide world. It's very good. Second book is the Starch Solution by Dr. John McDougall. This is another pretty popular one, and it's good to read because it discusses like the myths about protein and calcium requirements, and pretty much just tells you how easy it is to get all your nutrient requirements on a plant-based diet, mainly a starch-based diet, potatoes, rice, whole grains, things like that. There's also stories in there about real live people that Dr. John McDougall has helped, and it's just cool to see that real people have had real, like, awesome results. So it's really inspirational in that regard. Plus there's a whole bunch of really amazing recipes in the back of the book. It's pretty much like half a cookbook almost, with a bunch of nutritional information, so definitely check that book out. It's really good. I don't have that one with me because I gave it to my mom, and I also had bought another copy and gave it to my dad, and I just don't want to buy another one, so yeah, that's why I don't have it. Okay, the third book is called Whitewash by Joseph Cohen, and this book is all about dairy and the dairy industry and the insanity of it. If you're still eating dairy, read Whitewash and you will stop. That's just, is that bad? Yeah. The cover's subtitle is The Disturbing Truth About Cow's Milk and Your Health. And it is exactly that. It is disturbing, all the information in there. But what is more disturbing is that the industries are actively trying to hide all the information about the negative impacts of dairy and people's health. But anyways, you should read this book. Very good. Okay. The next book is called Protein Aholic by Garth Davis. And so just read this book if you keep getting that question, but where do you get your protein? Ugh. Well, you'll be able to answer that question thoroughly and shove so much information down that person's throat that they will never ask you again. The next book I'm going to talk about is called Project Animal Farm by Sonia Faruqi. It's about a girl who went to a bunch of farms She went to like pasture farms and factory farms and was just shocked by everything that she had learned and what she had seen. She even went to a slaughter plant and of course was traumatized. And I think everybody needs to know where their food comes from, or at least where food animals come from, whether or not you eat animals or not. So I have a bachelor's degree in animal science, and in college animal science is basically half animal husbandry and half basically production of animals for food for people. I saw firsthand animal agriculture and slaughter, and everything I learned pushed me to be a vegan, so we'll leave it at that. But this book gives you a pretty good introduction to how factory farming is carried out and the impact it has on just the whole scale of farming in general. So the last book that I'm going to talk about is called Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. And this one goes a little bit more into details about factory farms and just kind of the relationship that people have with their food and how disconnected they are from it. And there's some pretty shocking stuff in here, even stuff that I hadn't heard about after learning about animal agriculture in college. I think it's another book that everybody should read. Alright, so those were 6 books that I think everybody should read, whether or not you're vegan or whatever. It's just really good information in all of those books to make informed decisions about the food that you eat. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!